A lovely and warm welcome to the news on Hope Channel Zambia, television that changes lives. You are catching us live on Top Star Channel 450, and we are also on the movie bouquet on channel number 25. Our live stream is on Facebook and YouTube, the handle being Hope Channel Zambia. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Kalingalinga residents up in arms against a family encroaching in a football pitch. Lusaka District Commissioner urges traders operating in the Central Business District to maintain cleanliness in their trading areas. Poor construction of Chiwizu Primary School in Eastern Province has irked Msanzala Member of Parliament. And 70-year-old Dorcas worker in Chalimbana vows to remain active in the Dorcas Society. I'll be back with details after this.
Hello guys, guess what? I'm a registered company delegate. So this thing is very memorable and exciting because the activities that will be taking place are actually linked to academic career pathway, such as artificial intelligence, computers, mechanics and obstacles, and so on. The campaign will be in April and the theme will be anchored in Christ. And you know the other exciting thing about it? There will be courses such as gardening, fishing and poultry. Some of the activities will be under obstacles. Some will be under survival skills. Some also will be under fun. Apart from all these things which will happen, the registration is only 120 kwacha. And our deadline will close on 31st of March 2023. If your child has not yet registered, take this opportunity now to register, and so that we can have more pathfinders in this company at EMAS.
The venue where I'm standing is a venue for Campoli 2023 at Emmanuel Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is seated for land of about 250 hectares, 5 kilometers from Chisamba. Is a boarding school for girls and the boys.
Our speakers are as follows. We have Pastor Ivan Guatringa, the SID Youth Director, who will come and be our speaker. We also have Pastor Angel Chipuru coming from Northern Zambia Union Conference as one of our speakers. Those are our speakers. Thank you.
And this thing will help you be personal, economically independent. Okay guys, see you there.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bright Sinkozi with the details. My sign language interpreter is George Kalimukwa. Let's start with this. Residents of Kalingalinga Ward 31 have alleged that a family is slowly encroaching in land being used as a football ground. The residents have called on authorities to intervene in the matter, saying the decision by a named family to illegally encroach in land meant for the ground is against social justice. Sadly, the residents have revealed that the netball court, which was adjacent to the football ground, has gone into extinction as others have built houses, a situation they say has bitterly left them unhappy. A visit in the area by the Hope News crew found young footballers playing football in the said ground, and if this is not quickly curtailed, then chances are that these footballers will have to look for another alternative place. Meanwhile, Kalingalinga Ward 31 Councillor Mukubesa Nyoni said he has already engaged the local authority over the matter and that he is hopeful that it will be resolved amicably on time. Daniel Chilema gives us details in this report.
This is Kalingalinga ground in Lusaka's Kalingalinga Ward 31 area, where local youths and children play football as a way of keeping themselves occupied. The community ground also had a small portion of land where girls would play netball, but it has since disappeared due to the growing tendency of people tending to encroach land from the playground in a bid to extend their territories further. A situation that has angered local residents.
Vuto yapezeka ponionena kuti amanyumba bakuyawongena kufuna pasula ground kuti ground ichokepo. So dandaulo yaife ni yakuti sitiza bana kumeti ngasungire chifukwa bana afuniko nkana kosowerera. Kansela bauza kuti tipaseko ni mapepa. Pamene mfuna kumanga. Bachosa title deed ndipo abaona bauza kuti ayo title deed yamene mwachosa ipana milanganda yanu chabe. Si palamira kuno chifukwa imbali yamene yamwangena iyi ni mbali ya ground.
Tinamboona abantu manje bamboa kungena mu ground kumbo manga manyumba popezeka tichitira abana ma youths panti panga ma ground kuti akasipezeka kona vochita kuti wachoseko kuma drugs kuma activities yoipa matipeza ma parent benangu bambopezerapo opportunity palandi ya ground kuti wasokoneze bana popezeka kuti we bambochita ma activity yoipa bana ambiri these days kai ma activity ya chepa bambongala majanki bambopezeka mu mabaa patenda age.
The residents have since called for government's intervention in the matter.
Pempo ikulu ni yakuti batitandizire kuti baja abantu basamange mu ground ya
tingafune batiranganirepo kutreserako munga anzatu ani wafuna manga nyumba mu pafupi na ground.
One of the affected residents that has been accused of encroaching land belonging to the community ground told Hope News that authorities are not being fair in the manner in which they are handling the situation. He further stated that he has all the necessary documents supporting his stay at the residence near the ground, but was not in possession of any land extension document by broadcast time.
Ndine mwini wake wa nyumba pano pa side pa ground, so nakomboka kunchito namvera tu akansela wenzabwela kuti batipase mwamene vilili kule problem yamene ndabo yakuti the other side ya ground kucha kaya they are rich or as this side we are poor kuja swama endako that side ngati kwankhala ka problem but wanamanga ma offense.
Kalingalinga Ward 31 councillor Mukubesa Nyoni said upon being notified of the matter by local residents, he engaged an expert from the Lusaka City Council who is at the same time a ward councillor, who urged the affected residents to apply for an extension of land before they complete their structure, as it is considered illegal without that permit from the local authority.
The first thing he asked was produce papers, and them brought papers that are for that existing house, not the extension. So the expert told them to produce an extension document. They said they didn't have, and he told them as it stands it is illegal. If you want to legalize your extension, you need to apply to the local authority so that they agree or disapprove your extension.
Mr. Nyoni has further urged residents of his ward to follow laid down procedures before putting up structures to avoid inconveniences. Daniel Chilema reporting for Hope News in Lusaka.
Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu has urged members of the public operating in the Central Business District, CBD, to maintain good hygiene and cleaning the environment is one of their responsibility in the areas they are operating from. She was speaking when she addressed members of the public and youths from Lusaka Conference, who today conducted a cleaning exercise in the Central Business District of Lusaka. Mrs. Zulu says maintaining good sanitation and health are part of the Vision 2030 in the National Development Plan, and thanked the youths from Lusaka Conference for the gesture, which she says will help the country in achieving the goal. Meanwhile, Lusaka Conference Youth Director Pastor Billy Mugombo says one of the mandates of the youth ministries in the church is to do community service and helping youths be responsible members of society. We have more in this report.
They gathered today not for drills or for an investor ceremony, but for a Keep Lusaka Clean campaign. These are youths of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Lusaka Conference who came and cleaned the central business district. These youths belong to a larger body of the youth ministries world over, with one aim of taking the message of Jesus' soon return to the whole world. And Lusaka District Commissioner Mrs. Rosa Zulu, who was the guest of honor, was elated with a gesture, citing that Vision 2030 encircles maintaining good health and a clean environment, of which the Lusaka Conference Youth Ministries Department is working towards achieving this goal.
We are working hard to ensure that the Vision 2030, in terms of enhancing sanitation and keeping the environment clean, is achieved, which will only be achieved if all stakeholders are to come the way you have done. It is important that all stakeholders be involved. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of this country has on several occasions called on the church to partner with the government to bring much needed development. In this vein, I would like to commend the youth of the Lusaka Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists for complementing government's efforts in alleviating health hazards through the cleaning of the city today.
And Lusaka Conference Youth Director Pastor Billy Mugombo said, reaching out to the community is one of the mandates of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
One of our mandates in our strategic plan at the Seventh-day Adventist Church is to ensure that under the Voice of Youth initiative, this is an initiative where young people are engaged in helping the society. In terms of community services, we do health expos, cleaning up, and this is one of the exercises we are doing today, to clean up the city, because we belong here, we trade and shop here each and every day, and so we decided we just participate in cleaning the city of Lusaka as Lusaka Conference of the Seventh Adventist Church.
And some of the youths highlighted why they felt compelled to be part of the Keep Lusaka Clean exercise.
We are here to conduct community service. Being youths, we just decided to help out or to reach out to the community by conducting a community service. We are here to clean up town and to pick litter and make sure that town is clean.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church Youth Ministries Department is on the 18th of this month celebrating their Global Youth Day under the theme, Love is a Verb, and such gestures are pointing to the need of being practical and not just championing love by word of mouth. And Mianga Hope News.
In a quest to honor his political campaign promises, Petauke area Member of Parliament Emmanuel Banda, also popularly known as JJ, has handed over 2 hammer mills to 2 women cooperatives in Nyika and Ongolwe wards in Eastern Province, respectively, all costing a total of 120,000 kwacha. The MP says the donation is an empowerment to women aimed at alleviating poverty among women and girls in his constituents. We have more in this.
It was a joyous day for women of Showground and Mumbi in Petauke district when the area Member of Parliament, Honorable Emmanuel J. Banda, handed over a set of 2 hammer mills to 2 women cooperatives that comprises of a dihala and a grinding mill worth over 120,000 kwacha respectively. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Banda noted of the rising poverty levels among women and girls in the constituency, thereby exposing them to gender-based violence.
Niambira granti nisepa iwera hapa ni kigayo cha wera tungu lazimai Ndapani zola wina para mkampeni kuti neni kalika mwana katondo nkalina mpamvu. Nitendi mpamvu nikalinazo nilete vinyinji. Ichi chigayo itamutengo wapatano. Gako. Kisungeni bwino. Kisungeni na jerasi.
And speaking in a vote of thanks over the donation, Ongolwe Women Cooperative Secretary Elina Mwanza thanked the area MP for fulfilling his campaign promises, adding that the gesture will help a lot of households.
So maklabu aba ashite benefit kuchokera kuchigayo ichi tikapangako ma profit tiko pasavu kuma cluster pia kine chikuwa Ongolwe Women's divided into 10 clusters. So lamba tikapangako ndalama tunako maklabu hapo nthanto tuna ma clusters makushikuko ichi chifike pa area yonse ya Chifimundi ndipo mamikira atfati tuyozenga kuti afike mpera mpaka kusogolo baba ni kwa president baso enchi tufandie auswa wao ndale baba JJ Banda.
Filled with tears of joy, it was difficult for the women to resist the sound of Chitarakita tune that filled Petauke's central atmosphere. Patrick Daka reporting in Petauke.
Parliament Peter Daka has expressed disappointment over poor construction of Chiwizu Primary School in Chief Nyampande's area. The Member of Parliament says he is not going to allow such shoddy works in his constituency as they waste government resources. Sambo David has more in this report.
He is not happy with the rehabilitation works of his classroom block by a named local contractor working on Chiwizu Primary School in Usangasi district of Western Province. Msanzala Member Parliament Elias Daka, who is in the constituency inspecting developmental projects, is disappointed with the rehabilitation works of his community school.
With what I've seen here, I'm very disappointed with the contractor working on this school, and I will urge the contractor to come and do good to this school. Otherwise, Chiwizu Community School, this blown off roof, I didn't expect it to find it in this state because the government has pushed in a lot of money at this school. And in my constituency, I don't want such buildings. This is not the way we should do construct a building in this modern era. We need to have nice schools like the ones you have seen sample in these other communities we were. So I urge this contractor to make sure that he do correction to this building. I will also talk to the devs and the DC so that they can come, because this project is under Ministry of Education and this is funded direct by the government.
Petauke District Commissioner Martha Mlenga, who visited the site, had this to say.
1x2 classroom block that was funded by the Ministry for Rehabilitation Works. Currently the works are on course, but I think there was some elapse. We should have rehearsed as the technocrats. If the monies that we got from the ministry were not adequate, we should have asked for a top-up from CDF so that when we do rehabilitation works, we do them correctly and once for all, so that we do not encounter the same mistakes that we faced previously of blown off roofs. Because if the monies we got were not adequate to do the proper job, we should have got a top-up from CDF to do the correct job.
Tulikuwa na problem wa contractor such understanding pa mabios ya soju tandauze utia babigera abantu sasa wenza bwe. Then in time sama onekera kambiri kuti washite waone chitoya kutenda bwanji.
Mr. Daka also reminded women to uphold values and morals as they celebrate International Women's Day.
So moral values ya tumonga bantu yambo bwerera pansi. So pempo yanga niyakuti mamene walalikira mau amai niyakuti tieni tibwerere kule muja amene tunali naye, tieni tilemekezane, tieni tipasane ule mkisianise pa mkuru na mngono. Tambeka bwina chifukwa mamorals yatu kapena values yatu monga bantu tikala bantu wolemekezana kambaka kuti ndiye chibadudo chatu chimwamene.
The school in question was constructed by community members and later rehabilitated by central government under the Ministry of Education at a total cost of 200,000 kwacha only. Mr. Dhaka also took time to inspect some classroom blocks being constructed and rehabilitated under Constituency Development Fund (CDF) in his constituency. With such good learning facilities, it is hoped that once finished, the local people here will take advantage of it to educate their children. Sambo David, Lusangasi district is in province.
Now, Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says the country is committed to renewing its commitment to the Commonwealth and focus the energies on the importance of the much-needed goals that need to be achieved. Mr. Kangwa says bold actions must be taken to demonstrate the commitment by ensuring that a vast and youthful population is put as priority number one. He says Commonwealth member states should continue working hard even when the planet is going through hard times. He was speaking today during the hoisting of the Commonwealth flag at Cabinet Office to mark the 10th anniversary of the Commonwealth. Esnat Skazo has more in this report.
Every year in the month of March, Commonwealth Day is celebrated among the Commonwealth member state countries. The Commonwealth Day 2023 marks the 10th anniversary of the signing of the Commonwealth Charter, which was signed by Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on 11th March 2013. This is the first Commonwealth Day since Her Majesty's passing and the first presided over by His Majesty King Charles III as King and Head of Commonwealth. Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa graced the occasion.
While we mark the first Commonwealth Day without Her late Majesty, we are reminded of her dutiful and diligent service to our family of nations for over 70 years. As we mark the day under the reign of King Charles III, we are presented with an opportunity as a community to renew our commitments and refocus our energies on the important goals of this unique and special organization. We gather this year at a time when global peace and security is threatened, and as energy crisis and climate-related disasters threaten to exacerbate poverty amongst the most vulnerable population.
Lusaka Mayor Chilando Chitangala read the Commonwealth Proclamation.
The Charter demands that we tackle climate change and stop pollution of our oceans. It is therefore most appropriate that on this 10th anniversary of this signing of the Commonwealth Charter, our fine cities receive the Commonwealth of Nations flag of peace, symbolizing this ongoing commitment to the Union embodied in the Charter.
Ministry of Defense Deputy Chaplain General Colonel Oliver Mutantabowa blessed the flag.
God, our Creator, you long for peace between people of every race and language. Send down your blessing upon this flag, that it may be a sign of hope for us and all the nations of the Commonwealth. May it inspire each one of us the desire to celebrate the diversity of gifts you have showered upon us and to treasure all that binds us together.
And British High Commissioner to Zambia, Nicholas Hooley, is elated to be part of this colourful event.
As British High Commissioner, it's a particular honour for me this year that the Zambian Foreign Minister, Honourable Stanley Kakuo, is in London for meetings with his British counterpart and with his counterparts from across the Commonwealth as they chart a way forward to address these common challenges and to achieve these common goals.
This year's Commonwealth Day was running under the theme, Forging a Sustainable and Peaceful Common Future. Esnatsikas Hope News, Lusaka.
Let's take a break. More stories on the other side. To stay with us.
Announcement from the Zambia Adventist Publishing House. We have moved to a new location. We wish to inform our esteemed customers that we have moved to a new location. Our new address is plot number 9221, corner of Independence Avenue and Bama Roads, on Lusaka Conference premises. This move is part of our ongoing effort to better serve our customers and provide a more convenient shopping experience. Please note that our phone numbers, email addresses, and websites will remain the same. Our office hours will also remain the same. We are grateful for your continued business and look forward to welcoming you to our new location. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact us on 0973 714242 or 0978 447469.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. We now turn our focus to religious matters, and with that we head straight to the tourist capital in Livingstone for South Zambia Conference, where a lay preachers seminar was conducted in Livingstone and 305 were trained, and this was incorporated in the just ended evangelical campaign that saw about 315 people being baptized. Prior to the baptism, 4 pastors were ordained and immediately after took to the pool to baptize the new converts. Speaking during the ordination service, Dr. Vanni Munyombwe, the Southern Zambia Union Conference president, encouraged newly ordained ministers to follow Christ's example and be good shepherds of the flock. Dr. Munyombwe further called on the ordained pastors to serve the church in humility and fear of God. And South Zambia Conference President, Pastor Gladwell Mangwato, has called on the church in Livingstone to nurture the new members and ensure they grow spiritually. Grant Jonya has more in this report.
Hundreds of Livingstone congregants gathered at Hillcrest Seventh-day Adventist Church to witness the ordination of 4 pastors, namely Pastor Joseph Farah, Pastor Hama Salu, Pastor Kenny Gajilagwenda, and Pastor Seatontola. Southern Zambia Union Conference President Dr. Vanni Munyombwe charged the newly ordained ministers to be humble and follow Christ's example.
I therefore charge you to minister as a servant, making the master your lifelong stand. By spending time with Jesus, you will become like him.
He further tasked them to be equippers of church members.
I challenge you to be an example of believers in works, in conduct, in love, in spirits, in faith, and in purity.
Pastor Joseph Farah, who spoke on behalf of others, pledged allegiance to Jesus Christ, the purity of the gospel, and has assured the church that the new ministers would serve with diligence and dignity.
I would like to respond to the call and the message in this way. Pledging support and agency to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, working in harmony with the administration of the church, to foster unity and the purity of the church doctrines, keeping our focus on Christ Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. That we shall endeavor to preach and teach the gospel until Jesus comes.
Barely a few minutes after ordination, the 4 pastors took to the pool to baptize over 300 people who gave their lives to Christ during the just ended evangelistic campaign that took place across Livingstone. Those who got baptized expressed joy and are ready to participate in the affairs of the church.
Because I didn't know that today it was the day of baptism that I will be. So I'm happy and to accept God as my personal savior.
South Zambia Conference President Pastor Gladwin Mangwatu has called on the church in Livingstone to nurture the new babies and ensure that they grow spiritually.
And so we are encouraging our churches that they monitor them, they nurture them, they visit them, they do all what it takes to keep them. It is easier to baptize them than to keep them, continue being in our churches.
Meanwhile, South Zambia Conference Personal Ministry Director Pastor Bedno Kuranji disclosed that 305 lay preachers have been trained in the just-ended seminar and took part in the campaign that saw the birth of over 300 souls, among which were 26 commercial sex workers who deserted the dark corners to follow Christ as their new partner. Pastor Banji told Hope TV News that the conference dreams big in the area of lay preachers.
Our aim is to train as many as possible from this training that we have here. We are having another training in Monze. We'll be having another training in Kalomo, preparing for the forthcoming campaigns. Our target, if possible, is at least to train 30 people per church who are well trained in lay preaching and also in Bible instructing, so that the church may be helped.
Jonya Grant reporting for Hope TV News in Livingstone.
From Livingstone, we heard straight to Western Province and in Sitoti Mission District of Sioma, where we find young leaders in that district who were trained over the weekend, rather last week, in leadership skills. Speaking in an interview with Hope News at the Nangweshi Secondary Boarding School, Southern Zambia Union Conference Youth Director Pastor Webster Silungwe said having a group of young people ready to lead others in activities of the Lord is a good way to spread the gospel. Meanwhile, West Zambia Conference Youth Director Pastor Kalalambili Simangolwa encouraged the young people from the district to attend this year's West Zambia Conference Pathfinder Camporee, which will be held from 16th to 22nd April 2023 in Sioma District. Sendoi Ndop gives us details in this report.
Sitoti Mission in Sioma District conducted a youth seminar at the Nangweshi Secondary Boarding School. The event was centered around training the young leaders to participate in more activities of the Lord in order to help spread the gospel. The Southern Zambian Union Adventist Youth Director Pastor Webster Silungwe elucidated that having a group of young people ready to lead others in activities of the church is a sign of spreading the gospel.
The main objective really is to encourage our leaders and the participants under Adventist Youth Ministries to really get on board and participate freely and work for the Lord with all the energy, the spirit, and the love for the work of God. When we have a band of or a team, an army of young people that are ready as followers of Jesus Christ to lead others, then we know that the work is growing.
The West Zambian Conference Youth Director Pastor Simangolwa encouraged the young people to attend the West Zambian Conference Pathfinder Camporee as it would be held in Sioma District from the 16th to 22nd of April next month.
This year 2023, come April 16 to 22, we have a Pathfinder Camporee for West Zambia Conference, and we'll be camping right here in Sioma. I just want to extend an invitation to everyone listening out there who is a young person. Don't meet this season of a Pathfinder Camporee here in Sioma.
The district pastor for Sitoti Mission Kapata Skerete was elated and grateful for hosting this event.
It is actually a rare privilege to be chosen out of the 18 districts of West Zambia Conference to come and host an Adventist Youth Ministry seminar by the union. It is quite honorary, and we are glad that the director all the way from the union came to together with the conference director to come and visit us. It is actually going to push youth ministry in Stoti Mission District, and we believe that from this visit it will no longer be the same, and we are glad that this is a new beginning for this district.
Leadership trainings are a significant method that can ameliorate the young people's perception on high moral standards, as well as equip them with the skills to spread the gospel in an affable manner. Ndopu Sendoi reporting.
From Western Province, we come to Lusaka Province and we head straight to Chalimbana, where a 70-year-old Dorcas worker, who is believed to be the oldest member of the Dorcas Society in Chalimbana, Catherine Silwaba, says she will continue to work for the Lord and that only death will separate her from being a member of the Dorcas Society. Speaking during the Chalimbana Mission District Dorcas induction ceremony, where 409 Dorcas workers plus 41 others belted, Ms. Silwaba called on other young people to work for the Master while they still have energy. And Woodlands Conference Dorcas Secretary Thelma Chisumpa said she was amazed at the humility of Dorcas workers. Meboch Timbiti gives us details in this report.
Dorcas department is commonly known to be a department for people who have nothing to do, women with unstable jobs in society, a department for passing time. But Chalimbana Dorcas workers said God calls people who are busy.
Ndine Mrs. Sakisa kutoka Springview SDHH. Nima kusebenzera mu market kuchechi kuno ndine Dorcas leader.
I do agriculture and aquaculture. Okay. And then into this I also do horticulture.
Sister Kasuba Brenda, Dorcas Federation leader for Chalimbana Mission District. By profession I'm a teacher, secondary school teacher.
It is blue and white for Chalimbana Dorcas workers as they inducted 409 Dorcas workers, 42 belted. Woodlands Conference Dorcas Secretary Thelma Chisumpa is amazed with the community works of the Dorcas Society in Chalimbana.
Pongo District, we have belted more than 42 Dorcas workers, and we have seen more than 400 being inducted today. The numbers are so amazing. Compared to last year, the number has gone up more than 100 Dorcas workers being inducted. So all this, we give glory to our Lord Jesus Christ, and we give thanks to the Dorcas workers themselves who are spreading love through their work.
Chalimbana Federation leader Brenda Kasuba, a secondary teacher by profession, has said her career blends well with the Dorcas works.
Now, teaching and being a Dorcas worker, I think they work very well together because we have hours. You find, even when you look at the timetable, like in most cases, when we have classes in the afternoon, I make a request to the timetable committee that on Wednesday, they should not give me classes in the afternoon so that I spend that time to go to church, which is something that is very, professional and ethical. So I don't usually have a challenge. So you'd find that the work that we do in Dorcas, you can bring it out very well in a school setup because that becomes another community. So in that school, you'd find that there are children who are vulnerable, there are children who are maybe going through tough situations from home. They may have everything that they need, but they need a counselor. Because of the lessons that we learn in Dorcas and the activities that we do, we are able to bring those children very close, where you'd find a large number of pupils in a school calling you mother.
Catherine Silwaba, 70-year-old, and has spent 40 years in Dorcas Society, has vowed not to give up until God calls her to sleep the sleep of death.
Na ditemwa Dorcas, nimpwa Dorcas 40 years, but lesatira lensunga. Chini nde itana bambi na kuti ba join Dorcas, pantu Dorcas yisuma.
ndeeta abaana abanono kuti nabo bakwate kweshuko ili akuombera lesa awo lesa tule mutotera pakutufishe pali ino nchita chakaleke dokasi kanofye dokasi kanshike eli onkaleka.
Nebo Chitimbiti reporting for Hope News in Chalimbana.
In a similar matter, last Saturday, about 51 Dorcas workers were inducted at Brentwood Drive Adventist Church in Lusaka, while 9 others were belted and 3 new members joined the society. 24-year-old newly belted Dorcas worker said Dorcas as a society is not only for the older women, but that even younger ones can still join. She has since extended an olive branch to the young women to tag along in the society.
Dorcas department has been known for many years to be a department for older women, but of late, a lot of young ladies have joined the society. This was observed after Brentwood Dorcas Society inducted 51 members, 9 belted, 3 joined the department to beef up God's work. The newly added 24-year-old Dorcas worker now shares her inspiration for joining Dorcas.
My name's Mono Mwanga. I've just been inducted today and I'm 24 years old. So I would like to encourage a lot of our young people there who are anticipating on joining this society. We are called to service. When we are baptized, when we choose God, we choose His steps, we choose the life that He moved in. So it's our duties to show, to be the light to everybody that we see out there. So I joined Dorcas because of that main reason. I want to be the change, to be the help that I'm supposed to be, just as God ordained us to be.
I started Dorcas in 1979 and I'm still working in the Dorcas. I'm encouraging young people, these people who have joined the Dorcas. You know, Dorcas was working alone in the community. So Dorcas is a very noble work. We have to go out and brighten the future where the corner where you are. And our Dorcas society, we have also encouraged, we have also formed a WhatsApp for the old age people who were coming to church but they no longer come to church. We are encouraging them, we teach them. Young people work for the Lord when we have seen the image. It is very good. Brighten your corner where you are. At your place, at your working place, people see that you are a Dorcas lady.
More than 51 being inducted and more than 9 being newly belted, and we had 3 joining the Dorcas workforce. And if we look at the numbers, it's really amazing to see how many people are being inducted and how many newly Dorcas workers are being belted. And this involves the young ones as well.
Nebo Chitimbiti reporting for Hope News in Lusaka.
Finally, in the news, Kabangwe Mission District in Midlands West Zambia Conference has conducted a 5-day child preachers seminar which was held at Royal University in Kabangwe, Lusaka. The seminar, which began on Saturday, 4th March 2023, was concluded on Wednesday, 8th March 2023, with a colorful certification program. Over 40 children coming from different districts in Kabangwe, congregations in Kabangwe Mission District, received their certificates after undergoing an intensive child preachers training. Children ministries leaders, teachers, Elder and Sister Hamujenje, were at the helm of the entire training, which was also attended by Midlands West Zambia Conference Children's Ministries Director, Mrs. Lydian Mundia. Meanwhile, Northern Zambia Union Conference Children's Ministries Director Dr. Linda Sivanda has called on children to soldier on in the preaching of the gospel now and not wait for tomorrow or the future. Queen's Morgan Hamujenje gives us details in this report.
They are gathered here in a classroom not to learn how they would pursue their careers in the near future, but they merely spend days to learn how they can be better child preachers.
Beautiful program at Kabangwe Mission District. As you can see, these young angels, they are here to be equipped for ministry because they are not the church of tomorrow, but they are the church of today, not the church of the future, but the church of this very time that we are living in. And they will, from here, they will run with the gospel of Jesus Christ until he comes again. Because what a child will be is seen in the child itself. So this is the time to involve them in their own special way. They will bring souls, many souls for Jesus Christ, even in their childhood right now.
The importance of this training, as you are aware, we have a theme, I will walk and become a witness. So children are not left out. They are involved in the life of the church, even as we'll be having the campaigns that are coming in October. These that have been trained will be involved in preaching. So we are so excited that a lot of children have turned out to come and be trained so they can be ready to go out there and preach the gospel. For Jesus is coming soon.
We are so excited as Kabangwe Mission District because what we are doing here, we are training children to be preachers so that they know how to go about it. They have the art of preaching. Children are excited. We have expertise in this field. It's basically a good thing.
I'm so excited that we finally hosted this seminar within our district, which actually uplifts our own children that has come to train as child preachers.
We are so excited. We have over 40 children in attendance. These children are being taught how to preach, how to share the word of God, how to minister to fellow young people and also to the older generation.
Participants could not hold back their excitement.
It is good to be trained as a child preacher, and I am happy to be trained as a child preacher.
It was an interesting training. I can now say I'm a preacher.
We've enjoyed the training. I can now preach.
Thank you, trainers who are now child preachers.
Train up a child in the way they should go, so that when they grow, they may not depart from it, is what the Bible emphasizes. Kabangwe Mission District has done it. Over 40 child preachers trained and are ready for mission. Queen Morgan Hamjiji reporting for Hope Channel Zambia in Lusaka.
Let's end the news just there. Before we go, let's recap on stories that made headlines. Kalingalinga residents up in arms against a family encroaching in a football pitch. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu has urged traders operating in the Central Business District of Lusaka to maintain cleanliness in their trading places. Poor construction of Chiwizu Primary School has irked Musanzala Member of Parliament, and 70-year-old Dorcas worker in Chalimbana has vowed to remain active in the Dorcas Society until her death. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Bright Sinkozi on behalf of the entire studio and production team, and many thanks to our correspondents across the country. My sign language interpreter is George Kalimukwa. God bless and bye for now.